So, thus, the goal and consequences of ethics, sciences, and arts are different. If we observe the discipline of philosophy to be the quest of knowledge, then there is no clear but cut boundary between ethics and philosophy, science and philosophy. Philosophy has come more scientific and science has become more philosophical. Okay, so everything is intermingling, but the greatness of ethic is that it replicates into the practice. And then we have to give the verdict upon that certain action that he or she is doing. Is it ethical or not? It is good or not? Now, how will we judge this, measure this? By seeing is he or she, her act or his act is beneficial for the society or not. What do you say about my comment? Do you want to add something into it? Yes. Do you want to add something? Because
No,
if
no,
you
we can continue.
until and unless you do not go into the actions, nobody would be able to find what is good and what is bad into you. And again, what is good and bad? And good and bad is basically what is beneficial for the society as a whole. Okay. What is the scope? Thus, the scope of ethics includes its own subject matter. Ethics is a normative science that deals with moral ideas or good in the nature of our conduct. Okay. As a science of morality, it does not inquire into the origin of human conduct, but emphasizes on the content and various problems of moral consciousness like motives, intentions. You're talking about morality, right? Voluntary actions and so on. Every science and subject has got a fixed area of study. It moves within the ambit of that subject matter. Okay. If we are talking about science, engineering, for example, we are talking about flyovers, we are talking about buildings, we're talking about roads, right? Okay. If you are a mechanic, you're talking about engines, you're talking about powerhouse, you're talking about the infrastructure required for the electricity, for example. You are the the sphere of every knowledge is again focally dependent upon its subject matter. So what is the subject matter of ethics? Ethics is a study of those cherished ideas and values which is vital for the growth, development, and progress of human society. It is a matter of regret that people have forgotten the higher values of life and had hankering after power and money. Professor Mackenzie says the materialization of values has lowered down morals of human society. So is it interesting point or not? I think so. It is very interesting. Because of the materialistic thoughts, we have confined our abilities. A man is more than material, right? Material is something required to live, but it is not the goal of humanity to attain the materialism. You have so much money in your bank account. Can you even buy the love of mother, the love of your father, the love of your sister, your brother, your wife, your husband? Can you buy with the money? So
No.
materialism is questionable. Materialistic thought is again questionable. You cannot totally rely on materialistic approach. You can live with a limited source of income, for example. Okay, but you cannot live without love. Can you? I dare ask someone if he says yes. I cannot move a step forward if there is no no, why do I go and keep myself busy in taking classes, motivating you guys, then making midterms and then going for the finals? Because there are some people that are totally dependent on me, on the society, who love me, my children, my wife, my parents, they love me. So I have to do something for them. So I go for the university, I attain this degree of, for example, PhD or MPhil, and then I come to you guys. Okay. So this is a sort of win-win situation where I am helping you guys. Okay. There is a gap and I'm filling that gap in the society, and then I am rewarded for that, and then I feed my loved ones. If there is no love, what would have I done with this materialistic money? So do you want to add in this something? This is getting emotional, right?
Sir, do you think that without like love or like values or morals in one's life, do you think they would just have no goal in their life and they would just kill themselves?
Well, killing themselves is again
It's
questionable.
like different. Mm.
Killing some, sometimes you are alive, you are breathing, but you are even worse than the person who is not alive. It is because you have lost your goals. You have lost your, you have lost your passion of life. Don't you think like that? That even there are some persons who, for example, if I make my motto of my life that I don't care,
Mm.
I would be the worst person in the human history who do not care about others and still he is alive. So even the life is questionable if you are not beneficial. The life
Right.
is again the life. Okay, thank you. So the life is again dependent upon your goals. As a society, you have to deliver that you are the beneficial person. You are the one that is contributing. When I give a lecture, I say to my student that this is a very dark sort of sort of journey, this life. Okay, everywhere you see is a darkness because there is a sort of vicious circle going on into the society. If you do not work, you will not be able to live a good life. If you not be able to not be able to live a good life, you will not be acknowledged, right? But then, even this cruel world where you are living, you have to light up that small candle of goodness, which will create a sort of luminous and sort of light that would enlighten the area where you are standing. This might be the purpose of the life. Okay, so let's come back to the lecture. Any other question? Interactive class is more good, right, rather than reading. So there are certain aspects of ethics. It could be the moral sphere. Ethics seeks to undertake a critical study of the various ideals. Okay, are you with me, guys?
Yes.
Okay, is everybody with me? Okay, I'm not
Yes, sir.
alone. Thanks God. I couldn't do this without, I couldn't pour a water in a glass if there is no glass. So I will pour the water of knowledge into the glass of your heart, right? Ethics seeks to undertake a critical study of the various ideas that have been advocated by different thinkers from time to time. It accounted for various virtues and vices lived by men in relation to their dealing with others. It has been held that a life of virtue can bring about good for the individual as well as for the society. The virtue accounted man will also be a good citizen. The life of virtue is also called a life of reason. This sentence is very nice. The life of virtue is also called a life of reason. Thus, virtue and reason has been the main concerns of the moralists. The state of moral progress is possibly only when this unity of is fully manifested in the conduct of its member. Okay. So everything should be manifested in each and every one in the society. For example, if half of the society is virtually is morally equipped with the values, and the rest of the half is not even bothering about the morality, then the society will again crash. That society will not go further. So you have to make it enforced, okay, in a way that everybody is following the concept of good, the in the sphere of morality. The next one is the social sphere. As we know, in every society there are institution, customs, and conventions. But with the passage of time, they exert undesirably influence on the mind of the people. Ethics give us a moral insight and points out how they are to be reformed. Okay. So again, the quest of this ethics is to reform the society in a way that if it is prospering, it should play its role. As the family is another social institution which has to play role in moralization of the child. Okay, when I shout on the child in my home, actually I am crushing his abilities of goodness. I am creating a sort of darkness in his heart, where he is again uh, tends to think that he is insecure because of my shouting behavior. That's why in a family there should be a harmony, there should be love, there should be kindness, and then there should be education. You know, an educated child is the one in which is the one who is educated from the scratch level, and that is the family institution. It may adversely affect the minds of its members. Instead of promoting the healthy moral tradition and practicing, it may deviate the mind of its individual. Ethics is a great aid to deal with all such issues of morals and immoral influences, prejudices, and practices in affecting the social aspect of man. The idea of value is the basic concept of ethics. Okay, then comes ethics in the religion. Of course, there is no religion if it is not propagating ethics, right? So every religion is dependent upon the factor of ethics. In primarily, if there is no, if there won't be any religion if there is hatred. Okay, so if it is promoting unethical values, then that is not called a religion, because one of the integral part of the religion, of any religion, would be ethics, right? It primarily is concerned with the problems as the existence of God, immorality of the soul, religious consciousness. The Indian ethics has been treated as a religion discipline to attain salvation, moksha. Can you tell us about that, Vivek?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can tell about that.
Okay, can you
Moksha
tell us
is
that?
the, sir, free of soul.
Okay, so can you ponder a bit light on that? How will attain this moksha?
Yes, sir. If we do the good deeds in our life, so we can uh, achieve moksha.
Okay,
Like
so
we don't have to do some good bad things. We just have to do good things, not evil things.
okay, so
Ultimately, at this stage, we will find moksha or achieve moksha,
very, very
free
nice,
of
very
soul.
nice. So it is again inner peace.
Yes, sir. In peace, you can say that.
Okay. Okay. So every religion is propagating about the inner peace. Find the inner peace within yourself. Again, I will come to the point that why do you find inner peace with the material world? So, inner peace is something that is again dependent upon the goodness. And again, goodness is within the chapter of ethics. Even in the West, certain thinkers like Kant, so on and so forth, understood ethics to be a practical discipline through which human life carries in its essential existence. The Western world is really seeking toward this inner peace. They are fed up of the life, which is again totally materialistic, which is totally based on physical sciences. Okay. So religious influences are subject to the already set morals and spiritual principles. Let's come to the political point. So again, political is something in reality, there is no morality in it, right? So it is the attainment of power. But the main purpose of politics was to serve the people, right? To serve the people in a way that, you know, you can facilitate them with all the goodness and all the happiness and all the pleasures of the life in a legal manner, right? And then whatever we choose from the politicians within ourselves, they are responsible for our lives. So it is a very delicate issue that whom you are choosing and why you are choosing. Okay, because every single party is proclaiming its own agenda. Someone says that if we do not go for the roads, highways, then you won't be able to prosper. The other says, no, hospitals are very important for you guys. The other says, no, 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 come on, let's focus on the knowledge. So there are people who are consecutively within the society proclaiming about the values what we are lacking. So the institution like democracy, fascism, communism have to be subjected to the rule of law, and ethics must have an upper hand. After all, human personality would be reflected through an ethical way of life. Okay. So you can go through this chapter till the end, till here. Okay. Okay. Don't go further than that.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
our first module is complete. Now let's go to the second module. Okay. I hope this it's interesting for you guys, right? Is it boring
Yes,
for
sir.
you guys?
No, no, sir.
Okay, Ocean,
No,
is
it's
it?
interesting.
Okay, thanks God, thanks God. I'm not a boring personality. The last thing you will listen from me is that I'm boring. But the subject is also very much challenging, right? To arrive at ethical decisions during complex situations. Now, what are the methods or approaches of? So there are certain approaches. One is unilateral approach. The concept of unilateralism has given by Jeremy Bentham and John Stuart Mill in 19th century. As per approach, the ethical actions are those that provide greater balance. Hmm? Acha, the greater balance. Okay. So the bigger canvas. In this context, war against terror is ethical because it tries to curb death and injure to innocent people. So do you agree with this approach? The approach says that for the greater balance, we can adopt certain evil actions. For example, we can go for the war. What do you say, guys?
Sir, in the broader perspective, maybe it will be good.
Hmm. Hmm. And other
Like for the
participant?
safety or something
Hmm.
on the broader
So,
level, it should be a good thing.
let me tell you one thing.
Maybe.
I told you in the first lecture, even if some robber is robbing, He has this reason behind his robbing. That why I am going for the
Yes, sir.
robbery. He would say that society hasn't given me its my share. That's why I'm going. So for the bigger good, he can do anything. So this is very difficult and sort of puzzling question. That of course, if there is certain evil that is flourishing into the society, like the epidemics or like the cancer disease, you have to finish it. For example, your arm is infected, God forbid. If your arm is infected and if you leave the arm injured, it is gonna injure your whole body. So what you do is you cut your arm so that the whole body is not infectious. So this is making sense in certain ways. Okay. And what is the right approach? This theory emanates from philosophy of Immanuel Kant at AL and is based on actions based on free will. So leave the society and let the society decide what is good and what is wrong. Who are you to enforce them? What is right and what is wrong? Okay, this is known. I think it is a secular society sort of that. This approach support that individuals have dignity on their ability to choose freely that what they do with their life and have basic moral rights to do. So do you are you with this approach? There shouldn't be any uniformity. There shouldn't be any uniformity in the approach, in the thinking process. For example, there shouldn't be there's that set of goals, set of laws that imposes upon you what exactly ethical actions are. Yes, class. Let the people decide what is good and what is wrong. The society can go further.
I don't think that's like the most ideal approach
Hmm.
because like most of the masses they don't know the backstory or they don't look into the backstory. They just do what they feel. They follow after the crowd.
Okay, so there are some loopholes in this approach as well. What is the justice approach? I think so. This is appealing a bit, isn't it? The justice approach says that all equals should be treated equally. This approach asks how fair is an action and does it manifest in favoritism or discrimination? The core idea is that ethical actions treat all human beings equally and fairly. Is that the one you're looking for? I think so. This is a good approach. In my perspective, I would say that justice approach is a good approach. At least you have to materialize every ethical approach, every ethical action. You have to judge it. Then you have to pass your verdict on it until and unless the society won't be able to go further. Even if it is wrong, even if it is wrong, but then again, you are restricting the society. What do you say? Yes. Okay. Minky, can you pour some light on that? Minky is not again with us. This is the problem. Kim, are you with me? Kim? Okay, so both of them are missing. Okay, so let's come on and finish this. Common good approach. As you see that any good approach would be a common good approach. This approach also emits that from the writings of Plato, Aristotle. The core idea is that ethical actions are those which result in everyone's advantage. Again, this is, I think so, a bit not realistic. It is an ideal approach that everybody is going doing a good thing. But I don't think so. You will find any society where everybody is so responsible that he's going for the good deeds. I don't think so. This is possible. What do you say? Should we leave people like that? I don't think so. So virtue approach is again, this theory says that ethical actions ought to be consistent with certain ideal virtues that provide for the full development of our humanity. Some of the virtues include honesty, courage. Of course, we need them. Of course, virtue approach is again a very good approach. You should go for all these values: courage, compassion, generosity, tolerance, love. This is the full package. Integrity, fairness. If there is a lack of integrity in the society, if you face that you are degraded, if you feel like that you are the degraded one in the society, how will you live in that society in a very positive manner? Or, you know, so I like this approach. I love it. But again, I love the justice approach as well. It's on you. What is appealing you? For me, these two approaches are very beautiful. Okay. So what are the
Excuse me,
measures?
sir. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Could you explain common good approach just one more time? I'm sorry.
Common
I
good
didn't
approach is
understand.
that leave everyone on you consider that the society has this good approach in it, and it will play its part. So leave them and they will do exactly the actions that will advantage the society. Okay, then you come out with set of good values, and you say these are the common good approaches that everybody must follow.
Oh,
Okay,
okay. I
so
understand.
a bit of confusion in this. I think so. This is not complete because you have to, again, this is the society who is deciding. But these values, look at these values: courage, compassion, generosity. These are universal values. Tolerance, love, fidelity, integrity, fairness. If this much in our society, for example, society of Pakistan, we are missing these beautiful traits. So what about your society, Ocean? Is this full of these values?
No society is totally full of all these values.
Okay. And what do you say, Vivek? Okay, Vivek is again. Okay, then there is a measure of society. Okay. As we told you, building trust, loyalty, these are all the measures of society. Okay. Give respect to fellows, peers, establish fairness. Okay. Take responsibility for actions, pursuit of excellence. And there are so many branches. Keep on measuring what might be the best for you. Okay, there are certain mm, there is a possibility that in every person there is a tilt behavior. What is a tilting behavior? For example, one is more filled up with justice value, while the other one is filled up with tolerance value. The next you meet is the person who says that I am full of love. Okay. So you have to measure the value of every single human being. Then you need all of them, right? But these all of them, can all these be in a single person? I would say it's impossible. So we find replicas of these society, and again, the measure of the whole society should be showing these values in every single person, or the unit of that value, or unit of that society, actually giving one of these, the overwhelming sort of impact over the society with his personality. These are all that are required for the personality building. So at least you must have some of the instance of these values in your behavior, right? And of course, there would be one value that is overwhelming in you. Okay. So I think so. This is how the society is made up. For example, if you are a kind heart person, okay, you can open an NGO because you are a kind heart, you want to help. But if you are a person who is overwhelmed with the justice, he must follow the path of judiciary. Okay. If you are the one who wants to build the trust and he knows this art, he can go into the businesses. What do you say, guys? Okay. So again, there are certain universal sort of values that one must acquire when he is a public or service agent or holding a public service chair. Okay. Of course, we appoint them. We appoint them according to their ability. We find these things into them. Their academic career is also showing these abilities into his or her personality. And then there comes the universal sort of values that must not be absent in any person who is following his path, his career as a civil service agent or a public service agent. The one thing is that impartiality. If you are partial, you cannot help the society, right? If you, for example, you want to only help your friends that they may grow, while the others, because they are not your friend, you will not concede. Again, society is into a damp, okay, into a loss because of your behavior. Efficiency and effectiveness. You come to the office at 8 o'clock and you go at 9 o'clock, for example, but still you are not even doing the work that is equal to 1 hour. So what is the benefit society is getting to you? Now, this is the problem. Most of our offices, when we go there, we see this non-serious attitude of not working. Then there is procedural fairness. Of course, everybody do not want to stand into the line. Everybody wants to cross the line. Everybody wants, hey, that she or he must be served well and served well before time. You know, uh, me and my wife today, it's just, even if I am a teacher, there may be lack in my personality as well, right? So just open my personality to you. Experience his personality, right? So there is a doctor in Islamabad who is overwhelmingly, sought by the people for his time, and he gives the time after 2 3 months. We have to check our, one of our one of our baby, one of our child, and to avoid these 3 months waiting, I said, oh, my dear wife, today there is a sort of curfew in Islamabad, so I feel like people won't be there to be examined. Half of the people are going to arrive, while the are not going to arrive. So let's go and try if we can save our 3 months. So this is happening, right? Everybody do not want to be procedurally fair. We want everything in our hands, but we don't want to follow the path. Avoidance of conflict of interest. Again, this is full of politics, everything, conflict of interest. If we follow these norms that are written here, eventually our society would be full of good responsiveness, avoidance of discrimination. Any question till now?
No, sir.
Okay, easy है ना? कोई मुश्किल तो नहीं है?
आसान है.
Okay, is there some difficulty into it? Mink? Mink is with
Min-
us or not?
Minky,
Mink?
sir. My name is Minky. Minky. Not Mink.
Minky, so why are you not speaking? Why are you not anticipating, brother?
No, just
Oh, you
I
need to
just sitting here.
anticipate.
Yeah.
We need to, see your inner abilities by anticipation, right?
Yes.
Oh, I'm the teacher that anticipates with the class. I cannot keep on reading out and discussing while everybody is yawning. I'm not that sort of person. So even I love my class to be interactive. Okay, Kim, are you with me? Kim is again not responding. Okay. So the most responsive in my class up till now is Sir respected Mr. Vivek, and then Ocean is again is an ocean in her personality. She comes out with a very deep approach. I like that. Okay. So consequences of ethics in human actions. Intensity of pleasure or pain. ठीक है? Consequences of an action can be good or bad. How intense it is makes the difference in the effect. Eating a chocolate and eating bitter gourd shows the difference in intensity. ओके, कुछ लोग होते हैं वो प्लेजर की तरफ भागते हैं, ठीक है, तो कुछ लोग होते हैं बस वो उनका ये होता है कि बस लाइफ इज ए बिटर एक्सपीरियंस. ओके, सो द अदर सेज नो, लाइफ इज फुल ऑफ प्लेजर्स. तो आप क्या क्या कहते हैं? व्हाट इज योर एक्सपीरियंस? मिंक की लाइफ इज फुल ऑफ प्लेजर्स और पेन? मिंकी,
Pleasure,
life is full of pleasures, okay, but if the money is gone, then
but without money, we can live it.
you cannot live. You can live.
We can live. Of course, we need some money, but
Hmm.
happiness cannot buy from.
Very good, very good. Life is full of pleasures. Why do we seek the negative part of the life, that is pain? But then pain is reality. We cannot go away. But by smiling, we can also mitigate our pains. Do you say yes on that? It is our behavior, right? I have seen the people who enjoy even in the hardest time. There was a friend of my father who used to seek the positivity out of everything. And once he had an accident, his friend, and the doctor cut his leg. So my father said that we went to him and we started quarreling with him that, oh, it's so bad that you don't have any leg now. You are deprived of a human organ. So displeasing that is. And the person was so positive in his nature that he said, no, I have actually saved one pair of shoe. I won't need now to put on two shoes. I'll have the pleasure and have this positivity in my nature to just wear single shoe. So I will save one. And they really admired him. So it is the thinking that makes you that life is actually a pain or not. Okay, the duration of pleasure or pain created. So if the life is not permanent, what makes you think that the pleasures and the pain are permanent? Everything is again subject to time. So what does he says? The writer says the duration of pleasure or pain created by an action differs for stubbing one's toe and breaking one's toe. Can somebody tell me this? Can somebody elaborate this? Yes, this is a phrase created by an action differs from stubbing one toes and breaking one toes. Okay, so the duration is also important. The certainty or uncertainty. Okay. Consequences of an action can be certain or uncertain. Jumping off from a higher building can cause a lot of pain to an individual than jumping into a giant pillow from the same place. Okay, so certainty and uncertainty. Some people may fear the same fear, while they are jumping into a giant pillow from the same place, while the others don't have that fear from jumping from a wall of higher altitude, right? So there are gauges that are affecting our ability, nearness or remoteness. These all things affect your inner self in a way that you feel what is pleasure and what is not pleasure. Okay. There is a person, if I ask you, if we ask him that you may go to university every day, that would be a burdensome. But there is another person who loves to go to university every day. So the measure is different. Okay. And then the elements of ethics. You may read out this by yourself, okay? If you feel any problem. So what are the ethical competency, commitment, promotion, knowledge, ethical reasoning, and actions? Okay. So if you are competent ethically, you can find good ways in your life, because every person in this world is affected by your personality. How you deal with the people is an art, is your ethical competency. If you have met with a person who has this bad behavior in his I would say, he's showing a bad behavior, then your ethical competency would be challenged. How are you going to face this person? Okay. So this is your excellence, that how you reason with him, and you make him understand your point of view. That is a bit difficult thing. But if you attain the competency in yourself, you will be able to flourish more than others, right? So knowledge is one, respect is always there. You cannot build a relation without a respect. Even a friend, you cannot have a good relation with the friend if you don't have this consistency in your relation with respect. So these all matters. Okay. So your second lecture is also complete. You want another one? You want me to continue?
Yes, sir.
I think so. Kim is gone. Sorry, Vivek is gone. So we must end the class today.
Until when do you have a class?
We will have a class, I think so, tomorrow. I will discuss with Vivek in the group, and we can have a class tomorrow as well.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
But today, I think so, it's too much, na? Pouring too much water is also not good, right? It can make the
Yes.
plant die. Okay, now you need a sunlight. You need a sunlight in your life. I have poured much water, you need it. So go find that light in your life, okay? Stay blessed, everyone. And
Thank you.
okay, and let me see who is not present. Wait a second, please. Let me see who is not present. I will serve your attendance, ethics, and view attendance. Okay. I would say mark attendance. So just one, bear with me just 1 minute. Okay. So there are four lucky persons. One is Ocean, one is Chow, Minky is with us, Kim was with us, is with us. Kim Sang. One is Kim Sang and one is Kim Jang. Okay, so who is with us?
दोनों एब्सेंट है.
दोनों एब्सेंट हैं. और आप कौन हैं?
मैं मिनकी हूँ, छोई मिनकी.
ओके. सो ओशन भी है हमारे
And
साथ.
Hanji, lekin teacher, one of we have another student, Yeonju Kang. She has not been registered yet, but she has attended this class. So can you write her in the remarks?
I'm really worried for him because I cannot put his. Is he in the class?
It's she. Yes, she was in the
Is
class. She
she?
was sitting
So
right
tell
next to
me
me.
her name.
Yeonju Kang.
It,
Y-E.
it was, and you can type this her name into the group, right?
Okay. Yes, I will.
Okay, then I will mark an attendance for today.
Oh,
Okay.
sir, and Jangun, Kim Jangun also attended here, present here.
Is he there in the class?
Yeah,
Class
yeah,
में है
yeah.
वो? है
But
वो class?
his mic is some problem, I think.
So did he appear? And Sang is you are Sang, right? Kim Sang. No, you are Minky.
Yeah, yeah.
Kim Sang is not there in the
No,
class.
no. He also attended in class.
Okay, just leave your names on the group.
Okay.
Okay, just leave your names, and I'll make sure I even if somebody's name is not flashing right now on the sheet, I will write his or her name in the remarks. Okay.
Okay.
So write Mr. and Miss with your name so that I do not confuse.
Okay.
Okay, take care, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the class.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you, sir.
Goodbye.
Take care. Take care.